Hey, what's happening, friends? I hope you're fantastic. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm making sure microphone is on, making sure we have everything on here. Awesome. Hi. Hello and welcome. I am going to make sure I can see comments here. So we're live, in case you hadn't noticed. Okay, there we go. We are live. We're live everywhere. We're live in multiple places. We're live on YouTube. We're live on LinkedIn. We're live on Facebook. And I did not get my notification that I'm live in these places. So give me a moment. But as you're coming in, say hello. Tell me where you are watching from. Am I live? We're going to find out. We're going to find out right now. Let's see what's happening with my feed here. It says I'm live. All right. Welcome. Welcome. Hi. Hello. Hello. Who's here watching? Who's here with me? Yes, I'm live. Awesome. Okay, excellent. Just needing to make sure I'm live everywhere. The lighting is a little crazy in here because I've got all my windows uncovered. So I've got a lot of light coming in. So if it's washing me out, it's washing me out. Anyway, I am so excited to come on here because I had a great coaching call this morning with my client, and he allows me to talk about our sessions because every time there's an insight, every time there is something to glean from, we want to talk about it. And he's given me permission to do that, of course, without his name. We don't share names here. We don't share our clients' names. But he said in our session this morning, he said, I thought leadership was going to be easy. I thought that promoting into this new role, and he went from a mid-level manager into a senior VP position. And it was a big leap, quite a big leap. And he said to me, I just thought it was going to get easier. Yeah, I've been here, been in this industry. I've been in leadership. I've been in various roles in different capacities. And I just thought it was going to get easier. And I said, the problem isn't that leadership is hard. It's that you want it to be easy. That's the problem. Let me repeat that again in case you didn't get that. I said to him, the problem isn't that leadership is hard. The problem is that you want it to be easy. No, leadership is not hard. I don't care what level of leadership you are in. I don't care if you are aspiring, you have yet to enter the pipeline of leadership. It's hard to learn the gaps, right? You're closing gaps. You have to identify those gaps, take a leadership inventory on those gaps. Closing those gaps, it's a challenge. It's hard because there's a mindset gap, there's skills gaps, there are strategy gaps. So you got gaps, right? And then you get into the pipeline of leadership and you're an emerging leader, right? You're a new leader. Some of you early in your career as emerging leaders. And then you get into the role and then you realize, oh, wow, I actually have bigger gaps than I thought. So here I was preparing, but now I'm in the real position and now I'm realizing, oh, I've got gaps. I have a mindset gap because I think my employees are lazy. That's a big gap. I shouldn't be thinking that. Oh, I got to work on that. Oh, and also I feel like I'm an imposter. That's another mindset gap, right? And then you realize, oh, I've got skills that I thought were honed as an individual sharp performer, and now I'm in this emerging leader position, and wow, I'm actually there's a lot of voids and gaps in my skills. I thought I had less to hone, less to develop. No, but then you realize, oh, okay, so this is a challenge. And then you move into another level of leadership, and then you are experiencing the same evaluation, the same, self-awareness, and you're realizing, oh yeah, this is actually a lot harder than I thought. So again, the problem isn't that leadership is hard, it's that you want it to be easy. So then I asked my client, I said, well, so where did we get that idea from that it should be easy? And so after digging in to his memory banks and digging into his unconscious mind where he had a lot of things buried, he said, I've had really bad leaders who have shown me that there are shortcuts to leadership. They've made it look easy because they've taken the easy way out, more often than not. These are people who found hacks in the system. These are people who maybe even cheated the system, and they made it look easy. And so, which is probably why I got into leadership, he said, because I thought it was easy. And if that person can do that, I'm like 100 times smarter probably, and I could probably do this better. Which is why he raised his hand and said, "Yeah, put me in. I want to be a leader. I want this leadership promotion." And this is how he's been climbing the success ladder of leadership, because he has been witnessing. And here's the thing, we're not conscious of that. A lot of us, it's unconscious. A lot of it, it's programming. It's how we were programmed when we first got into corporate America, when we first got into employment. We saw bad leaders behave interestingly, right? Taking shortcuts, taking hacks, cheating the system, finding ways to, make it easy on themselves because leadership is hard. And so what they defaulted to was taking those easy routes. And so we came to that conclusion that he has seen some really bad models of leadership behavior. And so here he is now in a senior level position, and he is now bumping up against a ceiling. And that ceiling is his mindset. And it's where we get to uncover some interesting things about each of us individually through coaching. And this is what we did today. And he has given me permission to talk about it today because it is such a great, great thing to talk about, because a lot of us go into leadership thinking, oh, this is going to be easy. It's going to be a cakewalk. No, not until you get into the position and then you realize, oh, yeah, okay, so I've got duties and responsibilities. Oh, so I've got a role to play here, and I may not be equipped to do that just yet, but now I have to fake it to make it because I can't go back. I can't go back in the pool. Like I'm out, and now people are counting on me. And so that's where the resistance comes in, and that's where the discord comes in, and the dissonance comes in, is when you realize, oh, so yeah, leadership is hard. So again, write this down, dear leader. The problem isn't that leadership is hard, it's that you want it to be easy, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you want it to be easy. It's not your fault. We've seen really bad examples of leaders out here who are taking those shortcuts, who are doing whatever they need to do, right? To find those hacks and those easy routes and easy way out of things, instead of actually digging into the difficulty and the challenging roles that we play as leaders. Listen, leadership is not easy. It's a privilege. That's why not just anyone should be in leadership. That's why not just anyone should call themselves a leader. Listen, if you're not up for the responsibilities, then why are we even bothering to do this? Why let's leave those who have the courage, who are open-minded, and who are ready to take on, this challenge of leadership. But here's what I told him that I think you should also take note. Is I know leadership is not easy. It never has been. I don't think it will ever be easy. It's getting easier, obviously, with some tools like AI, providing us some really interesting tools for leaders like us. Of course, resources out there, HBR, Harvard Business Review always has some great tools for the leader. My institute, which was designed to resource leaders, which is the Masters of Leadership Institute. I mean, this is why we're here, because we know how hard it is, and we want to make sure that we resource you with the tools, the mindset, the strategies, the skills that you need to make great impact, right? Or greater impact in your organizations. And so I told him this. I said, no, it's not easy, but leadership can be simple. Two very different things. We can make it simple by providing you with a clear map. Think about, here in Austin, right? I'm always traveling into Austin. There are, places I've never been to. I've been in this area for, I guess, almost 13 years now. And I'm always needing my GPS, my Google map. I'm always using it in the car. I'm always going off to different places because my clients are all over Austin. And so there's always a new place that I'm exploring. Even when I'm dropping off information and I am wanting to share my services with some organizations out here. I'm going to, the east side of Austin, the west side, south side, all sides. And so I use my Google Maps, right? I plug in the address and then it gives me the most simplest, not easy, because Austin traffic is not easy to navigate through, but the simplest route. And sometimes, it clocks, a speed check ahead and it'll tell me and it's like, "Oh, gotta slow down here." Or it'll tell me there's an accident up ahead. I have an alternate route for you. Oh, okay, let's take that one instead. Oh, hey, I'm gonna save you 5 minutes. You want to take this other road? Yeah, okay, sure, I'll do that. So I use a GPS every day as I'm traveling into Austin to meet with my clients and future potential clients. And so I count on this tool to simplify my route. That's what we do in the Institute. We simplify leadership with a very important framework. It is a very important framework that, right now it's just for our clients. And if you've been watching me for a while here, you've heard me talk about this framework. And it is a very important framework that we use to help our leaders simplify their leadership so that they can amplify their impact in their organizations. And so I told my client this morning, I said, you know that framework you have inside your course, inside your client portal? So that's how we simplify things for you. Let me remind you why it is important to be conscious of that framework, because leadership is not easy, but we can make it as simple as possible for you so that you can then go be your best and show up for your team and for your direct reports and for your organization, right? So we want to simplify leadership so that we can help you amplify your impact. Isn't that what leadership is all about? Is amplifying your voice, amplifying your convictions, amplifying your beliefs, amplifying your skills, amplifying your strategies. You amplify so that you can then create high performing teams. Right, because your job's on the line, because the pressure is high, right? I mean, that's the thing. Leadership is not easy. That's why not just anyone should be in leadership. Now, I don't want to discourage people out here because, good leaders need to try and get into the pipeline of leadership. Good people need to be ready in the pipeline of leadership. If you're not in leadership yet, get ready. Stand in line because you should be in leadership. Because I've seen too many crappy, selfish, self-centric leaders out there who have no business being in leadership. I mean, raise your hand, post in the comments, give me a heart, give me a love, give me some love, give me a check if you know a bad leader right now. Don't even get me started on politics, but how about leaders in your organizations? How about the people you're answering to right now? You may be a leader who's answering to a really bad leader right now, right? Maybe you're there. Amy, hi. Oh, I love Amy. It is so good to see you, my friend. Oh, I don't have my glasses, but I'm gonna try to read this, Amy. Alpha feminine leaders need mentors like you so we don't go all masculine. Listen, Amy, you know me well. You know me well. I got a good balance here. I got a good balance here. And so I miss you, miss you, miss you, miss you so much. Hey Eugene, what's happening, my friend? Oh, Eugene, hey. Leaders get results. Good to see you, Eugene. I'm glad you're joining me today. Um, Listen, that's what's on my mind right now is is letting you know that the problem isn't that leadership is hard. It's that you want it to be easy. That's the problem. because leadership has never been easy. Not sure where we got these ideas from. And Amy and I know because we go way back with NLP. There's a lot of programming and conditioning that corporate America has done to us. And so when someone says, "Yes, put me in. I want to be a leader. I'm going for that promotion," and then we realize, "Wait a minute, this is hard." But the last leader I had, boy, I mean, he took some shortcuts. Wow, he made it look so easy. He did all these hacks. He took the easy way out. My gosh, like, what do you mean leadership is not easy? It's challenging because this dude over here just showed me that it was super easy. And then through experience, because you only learn through life experience, you jump into this leadership position and you think, oh, well, it should be easy. What do you mean? Oh, I have to work for this? You mean leadership is a lot more challenging than I thought? No, it's not easy, but it can be simple. That was the whole point of this conversation with my client this morning. Is that no, leadership is not easy, but it can be simple with a proper framework, with a simple framework, which is why that analogy of the GPS is so important. You plug in the destination and that GPS gives you all of the easiest routes to get to your final destination. It'll tell you when there's a speed check ahead. It'll tell you when there is an accident and there's an alternate route. And then you get to your final destination, you go, whoo, wow, well, thank goodness GPS got me here safe and sound. I just avoided, you know, 3 hours of traffic here in Austin. Like, wow. Well, that's what a proper framework does. And that's what we do in the Institute is we give you a simple framework so that you don't have to worry about all this other stuff. You can focus on your role as a leader. Because again, the problem isn't that leadership is hard, it's that you want it to be easy because you've had bad models of leadership behavior, like really bad leaders out here who have no business being in leadership. So we think it's easy. No. And Amy says simple is a yes. Simple as a yes. You confuse the brain and the brain will just shut down and say, nope, we're going to find another way to do this. And oh, here's a hack. Here's the easy way out. Let me take this because the brain says no. When it's confused, it takes all the other unconscious routes that it has been programmed to believe and to behave from. But when you say, no, hold on, those behaviors are going to do more damage to your leadership reputation and the impact you're trying to make. It will impede the impact you're trying to make. So, how about we create new habits, new ways of thinking about leadership? No, it's not easy. Let's get that belief in our brain. No, it's not easy. No, it's not easy, but it can be simple. And so when Amy says simple is a yes, I'm all for it. Simplicity is what the brain wants. It wants simple. But in a role like leadership, when we have so much pressure and we have lots of responsibilities and we have lots of duties, listen, leadership comes with status, it comes with a salary, but it also comes with the pressure. And if you're not equipped to handle the pressure, then we need to get training so that we can simplify leadership for us so that you can amplify your leadership. And Amy says the brain goes right back to default early. Yes. Oh, Amy, listen, Amy and I need to do a live session for you all because we need to talk about that brain of ours and especially us leaders out here. And there's a lot of good leaders out here. And let me be very clear. There are a lot of great leaders and I coach them, by the way. They're my clients. Listen, I'm biased. And these are the people that I want to help aim to the top. I mean, they're climbing up the mountain. They want to reach their summit, not my summit. They have their own summit. They have their own goals and ideas of achievement, of accomplishment, of fulfillment. And so when they come to me because they realize, ooh, leadership is not easy and I really need a simple way of doing this so that I can have greater impact in my organization. When they come to me, those are the people who are open to the growth and development and expansion of their brain, of their mind, of their habits and behaviors. These are the people who want to take a closer look at what's keeping them back and what's holding them back. And those are great leaders. Those are great leaders who want a simple way of doing things. And I'm going to provide them with a simple framework that I created. And I created this simple framework from 26 plus years in leadership, not just a researcher, but someone modeling the clay. I'm molding, I'm modeling the clay. I am in the trenches with my own staff, with my own direct reports, with my own team. And so, this is what we get to do. And through empirical research and our very own research within the institute, this is why we created such a simple framework. And when people realize how simple it is and how they can put any challenge in the filter of this framework, it's like leadership can be this simple. Yeah, but it's not easy. Don't get that twisted. It's not easy, but boy, does it make it a lot simpler for you to go show up and be your best. And this is why this framework is so important. And this is why I had to remind my client this morning, you got that framework, dude. Like, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's master this framework so that you can then be your best in this new senior level position that you just got. He worked really hard for, and now he's there, and now he wants to be his best. But he realized, oops, I'm butting up against the edges of my neurology, and yikes, I'm finding that I have gaps. Oops, I'm finding that I have a big gap. I have a big gap because I think leadership should be easy because it's been easy all the way to this level. And now that I'm climbing this and I want to reach summit, I can't go any further than this because I'm limited now. I'm now capped. And now the edges of my neurology are starting to make me feel very uncomfortable. And now I need your help because why is this so hard? Well, it's hard because we've been trained by really bad leaders. What does Amy say? It comes with a responsibility to learn to respond leadership rather than reacting. Ooh, oh my gosh, Amy, you're speaking my language, my friend, because isn't it all about being proactive, being a proactive leader instead of reactive? That takes a lot of discipline, though, and it takes some training. It takes some undoing and unlearning, right, Amy? It takes a lot of undoing of some interesting things that we have been programmed to believe or to do or to behave from. And so, now we want to be proactive leaders because plenty of research that shows these are the best kind of leaders who develop the best kind of teams and employees. But here we are trying to be better, but our neurology is working against us. So, how about we use neurology to work for you, right? Let's leverage that, right? Instead of looking at it as, well, this is negative. This is what I was, programmed to believe. This is how I lead because I had bad leaders, whatever. No, well, okay, so we're going to use that same neurology so that we can now help you climb that summit, help you reach summit. And so Amy also says, leaders become aware. Yes, aware. She put all caps. I love that. Dr. Crystal is here, mastering the art of EI. I don't have my glasses, Dr. Crystal, but I can. I'm squinting here. It says EI, yeah, emotional intelligence. Good to see you, Dr. Crystal. Oh my goodness, another high-powered CEO and founder, Dr. Crystal. She is here. Thank you for being here. You're in good company with Amy and Eugene, who was here earlier. I hope he's still here, and whoever else is watching. Because Dr. Crystal, yikes! I mean, watch out. I mean, that is a powerful female CEO who has crushed it in various industries, in various companies, or her company in particular. But Dr. Crystal is someone who you got to watch out for, because that one right there is talk about proactive, talk about someone who has emotional intelligence, talk about someone who has stretched the boundaries of her neurology, who keeps pushing the limit and keeps pushing herself because she knows she has capacity for more. Like, what else, Dr. Crystal? What else? Dr. Crystal says, same to you. Miss you. I miss you too, my friend. But we're talking about right now how this client of mine who just got into a senior level position, he went from mid-level management position into a senior level position. And he has given me permission to talk about our session this morning. So we're not giving names, but he did give me the permission. So I'm speaking about him because I'm so proud of him. Because the session started with the he's saying that leadership is so hard. Like, what happened? Like, I've reached a limit. I'm this is really challenging. And I said, well, the problem isn't that leadership is hard. I said to him, it's that you want it to be easy. That's the problem. Leadership has never been easy, but we have been trained to believe from really shitty leaders. Excuse my French. I know social media is going to block me from cussing, but crappy leaders out here who made us believe that leadership is easy because of all the hacks they took, because of all the shortcuts they took, because there were ways that they got around the system and they made it look easy. And this is why a lot of us out here leaders, when we first saw that and we first experienced and observed those behaviors, we said to ourselves, and tell me if I'm crazy, but some of you out here said to yourselves, well, if that dummy can do it, I can. And I'm actually a better human than this person, and I can probably do this 100 times better. So yeah, I could be in leadership if that dummy can do it. Yeah, I can. I can be better, I'm sure. And I know that's what happened with me. I mean, I raised my hand and said, yeah, I could do it better. What are we doing here? Let's go. Because I observed bad leadership behavior. We've had really bad models of crappy leaders. Instead of models of excellence, they were the complete opposite. They taught us how to cheat the system, how to cut corners, how to, hack our way to the top. And then we believed that because they did it this way, well, so can we. It's got to be easy. If that dummy can do it, I can do it too. But no, actually, leadership is hard. Not just anyone should be a leader or call themselves a leader. And this is why this coaching session this morning with him was so powerful for me, because we were made to believe, we were sold a bad bill of goods that it's easy to be a leader. No. There's really bad leaders out here showing us all the shortcuts to take. And then when we step into leadership and we're the ones saying, yeah, put me in, I'm ready, let's go, then we soon realize, oh, yikes. You mean there's responsibilities here? Oh, you mean I've got gaps in my skill set? Oh, you mean I have gaps in my mindset? But it it worked out for that dummy, right? No, it didn't. You just didn't see that part. But now that you're in leadership, now you realize you have gaps. And some of these gaps are as big as the Grand Canyon. Some of your gaps are as small as a puddle, but you have gaps. I have gaps as a CEO and founder. I won't speak for Dr. Crystal because she's perfection. But Dr. Crystal probably knows some people in her peer group who who have gaps. I mean, there's some gaps that we all must fill. And this client of mine this morning said, "Well, I've got some big gaps and I need help identifying those gaps." And so now how do we get to them? And that's when we talked about leadership being simple. It can be simple. Don't get that twisted. It will always be simple. It's not easy. Two very different definitions, simple and easy. No, it can be simple through a framework so that you can filter every single challenge, every single issue that you have in your leadership practice, and you filter it through this framework that I created for you. Ooh, leadership becomes real simple after that. That's my role. That's my job as a researcher, as a CEO and founder of my own companies. I want to simplify things so that I can amplify my leadership impact. But do not get that twisted. It is still a challenge. Leadership is a challenge. Amy, what does Amy say? Gosh, we can all improve. Absolutely. Thank you, Amy. And Dr. Crystal says, LOL, far from it, right? Far from perfection. Is that what you meant, Dr. Crystal? Far from perfection. I know we all have some growth opportunities, and those are the leaders that I want to serve. The leaders who say, yeah, I've got gaps and I want to grow. And by the way, my number one value as a leader, y'all want to know what that is? Y'all want to know what my number one value as a leader is? It's growth and development. which is why I do what I do, which is why I created the Masters of Leadership Institute, a research company. At its core, it is a research company. And through our research, we then create curriculum for our clients so that we can simplify this very nebulous, abstract, complicated, not easy field of study called leadership. Yeah, right. That's what we do as researchers. We're like, let's stop complicating this for really good leaders out here. How about we help simplify this for them by collecting research, by collecting data, by creating curriculum just for our leadership clients so that they can go be better, so they can go climb their summit, so that they can go plant their flag at summit. Right? They're the ones who are changing the world. These are my leaders who are creating big ripple effects in our industries, in our government, in our policies and systems. Like these are the people that we work for because everyone wants to complicate leadership. I mean, and trust me, there are systems in place that want to keep certain people out of the pipeline of leadership. I mean, I've seen it, I've observed it, I've experienced it. And so we're keeping the great leaders, the potential, the high potential employees, we're keeping them from entering the pipeline of leadership because we have an agenda, government, industry, whatever. There are agendas out there, and I won't get into all that. But I will say that really good people are being turned away and they're being turned off by leadership because of what they've observed, because of what they have witnessed, because what they will no longer tolerate as an employee. So what's the point of going into leadership? It's going to be 100 times amplified. Why would I even want to raise my hand to go into leadership? Like forget it. No, I won't. There are a lot of good people out here who will not enter the pipeline of leadership because of all of those reasons. And this is why we're so passionate in the Institute about helping great people like them enter the pipeline of leadership. This is what motivates us every day through our research, again, through designing, through curriculum design, so that we can get great people that are on the sidelines, who are so turned off, who have been turned away. We want to help them enter the pipeline of leadership by giving them a very simple framework of leadership. It's like, no, no, no. And by the way, no, it's not easy, but it can be simple. And here's how we're going to help you do that. And we do that through our curriculum, through our frameworks. Amy says leadership requirements are shifting rapidly as well. So research and innovating ways of inspiring people require research. That is such a great point. Absolutely, Amy, and that's what we're doing here is trying to inspire more people in this pipeline of leadership through the good work that we do because there are good people out there who deserve to be recognized and who deserve to be in leadership. And I know not everyone is born to be a leader. And by the way, no one's born to be a leader. That's BS. No one's born to be a leader. It's, it takes courage to raise your hand and say, I want to be a leader and now I'm ready to do the challenging things because I know leadership isn't easy, but Denise has a simple framework for me, so I'm going to raise my hand because I believe I can do this, because I deserve to do this, because I want more, because I am an ambitious person who has a lot of capacity for more and I want to give more to either my nonprofit, my community members. What if you're somebody running for office and your constituents, you want to be better for them? You want to, develop skills that are important to you and to your family and to, the little ones that you're raising, the future generations, the descendants in your line, in your family line. These are all the reasons why a lot of us say, yeah, put me in. I wanted to go into leadership. I want to be better, do better, and give more to my people and my communities. And those are the people that are being turned away or turned off by leadership. And those are the ones that I want to capture. I want to get their attention right now through this conversation to let you know that no, leadership's not easy. We set the record. It's not easy, but it can be simple. It can be simple. Okay, what does Amy say now? I give up my payoff for keeping my hand down. Therefore I raise my is that gosh, where are my glasses? They're not on my desk, Amy. I could kick myself right now. I give up my payoff for keeping my hand down. Therefore Therefore, I raise my is that your is that oh, it's your hand. See, I'm blind. Oh my gosh. I'll never come back. I'm not going to come on a live ever again without my glasses. I will never do that again, y'all. And they're not in the office, so they're probably in the kitchen right now. Anyway, thank you, Amy, for sharing. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. But anyway, so I will leave you all with that, with this idea that no, the problem isn't that leadership is hard. It's that we want it to be easy. That's why I came on this live today after having that conversation with my amazing client who gave me permission to talk about our session this morning. It's that he thought it was going to be easy. And he thought, oh, the higher I go, I mean, I've gone through all these obstacles. Like I'm at the end of the race. I'm almost at the top. Why is this harder? Why is it a lot harder? It was pretty easy in those last two leadership roles, but now I'm here and wow, um, this is really hard. And so that's how the conversation started. And I said, no, it's leadership is not easy. It's not easy, but it can be simple. And so I will leave you with that is that leadership can be simple because when we simplify leadership, you can amplify your impact. Isn't that what we want as leaders? Is to impact our people, our departments, our direct reports, or even our clients. I mean, isn't that the point of leadership? So that we can create impact, provide impact, so that our legacies, wherever you are, right? Whether you're an emerging leader or you're a CEO and founder like me and Dr. Crystal and Amy as well. I mean, wherever we are, we want to create a legacy. We want to be linchpins. Isn't that the point of leadership? I'll talk about linchpin on another live stream because I talk a lot about linchpins with my C-suite clients because it's the linchpin legacy that we want to create from day one, from the time we are in these senior level positions. We want to create this linchpin reputation, and we'll talk about that on a later live stream. But back to the legacy and the impact. Right? You want to be known as the leader who gave her all, his all, their all. You want to be the person who's talked about. You want to be the person who, takes two people to replace your position because that's what an impact you left. And when you leave, they're like, "Whoa, she did all that? They did all that? And now I have to find two people to replace this one person?" That's the legacy. That's the legacy of impact that I want for you to have. And so when you simplify leadership, you get to amplify your leadership impact. That is the point. All right, Amy, Dr. Crystal, Eugene, and for those who are watching, thank you so much for joining me. What a great session, live stream we've had today. I'll come back on to talk about linchpin leaders. That's important for us to talk about next, I think, especially for those of you who are very interested in your leadership brand, your leadership reputation, and of course, the impact that you are having in your organizations. And it's the linchpin identity that we want to talk about next. So we'll do that soon. All right. Thank you all so very much for joining me. And if you're watching the replay, comment, say hello, share your ideas and your insights. We love engagement around here. So thank you all so much for your time. Catch y'all later.